Describe a book that you enjoyed reading. You should say what the title is, what it is about, why you read it, and explain what effect the book had on you.
I am fond of reading selected works of Jack London. It is a collection of the writer's works, including 3 novels and 40 short stories. It is mostly about different characters in the Klondike region of Alaska during the gold rush, but also tells about people's struggles in different situations. I was given the book as a present, and I was immediately fascinated by the raw, beautiful, but very real world the writer experienced and wrote about. One story in particular, The Sea Wolf, is about a man who was born into a comfortable life and is suddenly thrust into a dangerous, harsh, and pitiless environment aboard a seal hunting ship under a cruel, despotic, yet charismatic and intriguing captain. He is faced with a moral dilemma, whether he should fight to survive without regard for others, or hold on to values he grew up with in easy circumstances, such as altruism and self-sacrifice. In the end, he finds strength to stand against the merciless captain. When I first read the book, I was most impressed with the exciting action and imagery in the stories, but as I grew older and read them again, the most striking features to me were instead the deeper qualities of character hard to find and to define. It caused me to look further into people, both in books and in real life, for the qualities that made them truly interesting and enduring.
Furniture. Describe an item of furniture that you use often. You should say what it is, where it is, what it looks like, and explain how or why you use it.
A piece of furniture I use often is a small folding chair. It's made of green canvas, and because it is a folding chair, I can easily put it away and out of sight when I'm not using it. It's convenient for me because my room is small and I don't have space for a lot of furniture. I also don't like clutter, so by putting the chair away after I use it, my room looks a little tidier. My bedroom is the only one place in the house that I have to myself, so I spend a lot of time there either studying or working. I'm in my last year of university, so I have many writing assignments and individual research to do. I do most of my writing on my laptop, so it's convenient and comfortable to sit in my chair with my computer on my lap, either typing or reading or both. As I said, the chair is made of canvas, and of course the frame is aluminium, so it's lightweight and easy to put away and take out whenever I need it. Surprisingly, it is very comfortable for a folding chair, and that was the most important factor for me when I chose it. It was also inexpensive. It's not a very beautiful piece of furniture, but it has definitely been one of the most practical things I've bought in a long time. Advertisements. Describe an unforgettable advertisement that you saw or heard. You should say where you saw or heard it, what kind of advertisement it was, what the contents of the advertisement were, and explain why this advertisement is so unforgettable. While waiting for my boyfriend to pick me up from work, I was watching advertisements on the TV in the lobby. That night, I saw an advertisement that has forever stuck in my mind. It was a commercial for Nike shoes with Michael Jordan. In it, he said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot, but missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." I couldn't get that commercial out of my mind, not because I thought buying Nike shoes would make me as successful as Michael Jordan, but because of his unflinching determination and perseverance. Life is full of challenges and difficulties that test our level of commitment. I believe having determination divides the winners from the losers. Successful people are not ones who have never failed, but those who kept trying. As simple as this may sound, it is the one ingredient that separates the winners from the losers. The one skill that winners acquire is an understanding that growth is only possible if you have the courage to change what you have been doing, if it is not achieving the result you desire. Sometimes success is learning how to fall, and recognizing that from that fall you will learn to grow. And growth is what a fulfilling life is all about.
A childhood present. Describe a present you received when you were a child. You should say what the present was, who gave it to you, how the present was used, and explain how you felt when you got this present.
The most memorable gift I received was when I was 7 years old. On my birthday, my parents bought me a bike. They painted it pink for me to match the pink tassels that were hanging off the handlebars. I learned to ride my bike in the park near our house, and after I learned how to ride, I would often ride around in the park while my brother and sister were playing. When my younger brother got his own bike, we would ride along the street together. When I first saw the bicycle, I was very excited, and I thought it was very pretty. I was so happy to get it that my father took me out to learn to ride it the same day. After I learned to ride it, I enjoyed it so much that I would ride it whenever I could. I didn't mind having to play by myself if I could ride my bike. I loved the feeling of the wind on my face and through my hair, and seeing the ground speed under my wheels. It was so refreshing when I was hot and sweaty to have the cool breeze blowing all the time. Public events. Describe a local event you have attended. You should say what this event was, when and where it was, what happened in the event, and explain what you liked about this event.
Sometime during 2001, when I was living in Kunming, some friends of mine in the Beichen area invited me to a street party to promote a new housing compound that some company had just finished building. It was a very bizarre event. It was held outside in a little park near the new compound. It was a very cute little park with benches and a small playground for little children. I think the event was funded by the owners of the compound because they were giving away food. There was ice cream, soft drinks, beef, lamb, and pork meat sticks, and some other snacks of which I can't remember the names. The only problem, though, was that you had to stand in a line the length of the Great Wall. Sometimes the line would move fast, like when a bunch of the meat was cooked, but other times it just seemed to take forever. I can't remember so well, but I think that you had to be living in the Beichen area to attend the party. Oh yes, that's what it was. Our friend was living in that area, so we were able to go in for free. The party was so much fun because it was at night and we were allowed to stay out later than usual. My cousin, who lives abroad, was visiting and went with us to the party. I don't think I'll ever forget that time. English class activities. Describe an unforgettable class activity that you have taken part in as part of your English study. You should say what this activity was, when and where you did this activity, how you did it, and explain how you benefited from this activity.
The best foreign language learning activity I ever had took place in my sophomore year of college, in my English class with Mr. Wang. Every morning we would take about 20 minutes of class, and everyone had to stand up and say what they did over the weekend. The mini speeches didn't have to be long or that involved. Rather, it was just an opportunity to get everyone up and speaking English. What made the activity fun, though, was not really the assignment. Instead, it was the class that made it interesting. The first couple Mondays, the speeches weren't anything special. Most were pretty boring, and the class had more of a "let's just get this done" attitude, instead of an "I like this activity" attitude. The third Monday, however, this all changed. One of the students stood up and told an extremely creative story using a lot of interesting phrases and some truly funny vocabulary. After this, the class all sort of accepted this as the new norm, and every week it became a contest to see who could tell the funniest, most creative story. As a result, going to class on Monday became something to really look forward to. In addition, the activity also really helped out our language ability. No longer were we just taking words and phrases out of the book, we were looking for other places, trying to be the most creative. Not only was it really fun, it also encouraged working harder. A goal you want to achieve. Describe something that you would like to succeed in doing in the near future. You should say what it is, how difficult you think it will be, what you should do to prepare for this, and explain why you want to succeed in doing this.
Well, when it comes to my business life, my work and career, I am still contemplating my options, but right now, the real problem for me is getting married. It is very hard to find a suitable match, simply because I cannot please everybody. I must think about what my family wants, what the world around me would be pleased with, and the last person on the list to worry about is me. It will take a lot of searching, a lot of concentration. In my life, my schedule seldom permits free time, much less time to date, and I am often too shy to begin from scratch. I do not have many close friends, and those that I do have are either married or do not make a very good match for me. An extra difficulty is that I am not too good at the whole parents-in-law situation. I would find myself quite unhappy with this traditional way of living. Many Chinese must put up with their husband or wife, and also their parents and relatives, and must receive critiquing or judgment from all sides. I do not want to live this way, and I don't want a partner that I must put up with. I want to have love in my life. But traditions are traditions, and I must follow some kind of pattern. Thus, my first step might be to ask my parents and my aunt and uncle to look for a suitable partner for me, and then we can begin by writing each other, and when we feel we have enough common ground, we can arrange a meeting.
To start a small business. Describe a small business that you would like to own. You should say what this business would be, how you would open this business, how you would run this business, and explain why you would like to run this kind of business.
I've always been interested in different kinds of handcrafted jewellery, such as macrame, beading, Chinese knot tying, and other kinds of knotting and stitching with cord or wire. So I'm thinking I'd like to go into business selling and making that kind of jewellery. It wouldn't even have to be a big production, just a few people making and selling bracelets, necklaces, and other accessories. Maybe if we became popular and more people start buying our products, we could even open a small shop and take special orders. We could also have classes where we teach people how to make their own jewellery. I was thinking that my cousin could help me since she is quite good with her hands. I think she has some friends who are good at macrame, so they could help also. We could put an ad in the newspaper or on the internet and sell our wares that way. During holidays, we'd travel around China and sell our jewellery at famous parks and places that tourists frequent. We'd each just make the things that we're best at so that we get a bunch of quality products in as short an amount of time as possible. The main reason I'd start a business like this is because it's something that I enjoy doing, and I don't think I could work at a job that I don't like. A large sum of money. Describe what you would do if you received a very large amount of money. You should say who you would share it with, what you would buy, what else you would do, and explain how you would feel about getting so much money.
It really depends on how much money a large amount is. If it's in the trillions, I'd probably buy up most of Europe, or maybe North America. I would be my own little king and have everyone pay homage to me. There would be no more wars because I wouldn't let them happen. I would be fair to all people. We would commission all of the nuclear scientists to try to discover an economical, plentiful, and non-toxic substitute for gasoline and diesel. There would be less pollution because if you want to drive a gas-powered vehicle, you'd have to pay a fine. As far as noise pollution, there would be less because there would be fewer things to complain about. I would sponsor rock festivals so that everyone could partake of the beauties of music. All my subjects would love me because they'd know I'm trying my best not to be like all of the leaders in the past who gave in to their own desires and lusts. Instead, I would give the people what they want. I would use all the money that would normally be spent on war to help poorer nations, improve the lives of war-torn countries, and build a big roller coaster theme park. When all this is done, and with whatever money I have left, I would get the best, most expensive guitar on the market and hire a super skilled guitar player to teach me all he knows. I'd really enjoy that. Busy days. Describe a time when you are very busy. You should say when this time is, what you do at this time, how you arrange your time, and explain how you feel after this busy time is over.
Usually, at the end of the term, my teachers start giving me a bunch of homework to help me prepare for the exam. I have 6 classes: Chinese, Math, Science, History, Geography and English, and each teacher gives me so much homework that by the end of the week I have a stack of papers that look the size of a small book. I must complete all this homework before the next week begins, or I will face a penalty. So what else can I do but get busy and start burning the candle at both ends and burning the midnight oil until the work is done? It means forget about basketball and watching TV and even just fooling around with my friends. It means stinging eyes and large yawns during the day. It means brain overload for a while. Now, how do I feel when it is over? Well, how does a tree feel after a storm? How does a branch feel when the weight is gone? How does a bird sing after the rain? I know that I am getting a bit poetic, but actually it feels quite good to be relieved of this pressure. I like to go out in the sunshine and fresh air and just walk around to enjoy life for a while.